Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another Rage Reacts. And today, my friends, we're looking at a video called E-Girls Who Ruin Their Career in Seconds. And this is by Pepezilla. And yep, I thought it'd be an interesting video to watch and to see how these women's career went down the shitter in seconds. I'm a bit, curious how that happened. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the madness.
These e-girl streamers weren't the same after just one incident, whether it's faking a kidnapping or straight up scamming your audience. My name is Pepezilla,
Oh my
and
God.
today we'll be talking about 3 Russian female streamers who ruined their career in seconds. Starting with Smikalka. Smikalka's streams didn't rely on classic e-girl model, known as booba equals good. She actually had a pretty cool personality. Whether it was falling from chair, talking to chat, playing CS, people loved her. She was just a normal girl who didn't pretend to be something she is not, and that's what made her unique.
Oh, look at a cute
Everything
dog.
was going great for Smikalichka. She had a good name among other streamers, viewer count was growing, and her career seemed to be going pretty well.
Okay.
Of course, that would soon change and her viewers would realize she's not as cute and innocent as everyone thought. One feral evening, Smikalka turned on the stream and viewers were greeted with a face full of tears and fear in her eyes while she was begging people for help. She explained how her mother was scammed and that she might go to jail for a flippin' 25 years unless Smikalka somehow scrambles $500,000 rubles to get a lawyer, so her mother could fight against the scam. $500,000 rubles at the time was around $8,000, which doesn't seem like much, but for average Russian citizen that's quite a lot. Regardless, that seemed to be no problem for her audience. She
Of
received
course.
a lot of donations from her fans, and even other big creators tuned in to help her out.
Сегодня я наткнулся на такую, историю. Вот у нее маму хотят в тюрьму посадить на 25 лет. Ну вот такие вещи надо помогать, пацаны, типа. Не так важно подавать просто стримеру, знаешь, на фане, типа, как...
I want to say something, right? I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but it's something which I feel that I would, is what I stand by. Like, I understand there are people, over the internet, there are people who actually have, problems going on in their life and they look to their audience to, get their help. But I'm someone who I would never really donate money to, especially like content creators, if they ever needed help. The reason being is because people, it's difficult because there are people who actually do need our help and they're not lying. But the reason I don't have any trust in that sort of thing, like, giving money to people online, is because there are a lot of people who, they turn out to be liars. Like, I know it sounds sad, but that's just the case. I'm just someone who, I'm like that. I don't just instantly go like, oh, I gotta help this person. I'm sort of like very hesitant to do anything like that. So, like I said, if you're someone who likes to help, and of course it goes well and this person sorts out their problem and everyone's happy, all well and good, this person was truthful about everything with their audience, and that's just great. There's no problem with that whatsoever. But I would say if you are on the internet, and especially if you are watching streamers or YouTubers or whatever and they ask for help, be aware of things. I'm just saying, because there are people who, I'm just saying it how it is, there are people who will lie, and there are people who are pretty good at acting. They know how to, like, cry and all this sort of stuff. That's just the way things are online, you know what I mean? Like I said, there are people who tell the truth, and there are people who lie, and it's very hard to sort of, like, figure out which one's telling the truth sometimes. Everyone can have their own opinion, put it down in the comments below what your view would be on that sort of thing, donating to streamers and stuff. But that's just my take. I'm just very, like, hesitant. I'd be very cautious. So.
Помочь человеку с какой-то бедой.
Wow, 300k!
Сейчас я собираю деньги на адвоката, на вот.
Да.
Мы как сделаем? Или мой друг подъедет, или же мы с другом подъедем, скорее всего, может быть, завтра. Хорошо? Договорились?
Да, хорошо.
She received total of 600k rubles, which was
Wow.
even beyond the sum she even needed. Everyone felt sad for Smikalka. Like, come on, cute pretty girl done wrong? That cannot be. While majority of people didn't even question the whole situation, Others didn't really buy it, and when they were asking questions in chat, they were instantly banned.
Yeah, I ban him. I ban him.
That's kind of
Yeah, that is pretty strange though. I mean, you have to understand that people are going to get skeptical of this sort of thing because it's their money that they're putting out there, you know what I mean? They're obviously looking at the risks, like, is this person telling the truth though? You know what I mean? I don't know this person personally, so I have to ask these questions. You know, we have to, you know, like, I see no problem in that. And when you start banning those people, even if, I'm not even saying, like, the haters who are just going, like, oh, you're lying, we all know it, you're lying. But I'm talking about the people who are just asking questions because they want to, you know, they want to know if everything is, like, 100% truthful. So when you're banning them, that's pretty sketchy. That doesn't give you a good look at all, so...
weird response when asking for a simple proof. What's even more
Yeah,
shocking
nothing
is
wrong
that
with
her
that.
family wasn't really poor. They had 2 cars, a house, 3 apartments, goddammit. Smekalka even got her teeth done for 1 million rubles. Her mother was a general director of a gas company. Like, how come they don't have money for a lawyer? Another weird thing is that this whole trial has been going for 15 months already, and she didn't even get a lawyer? That doesn't add up. The very next day, when Zelim Khan, the guy who called her to offer a helping hand, is on his meetup with Smekalka that they agreed on. He gives her a call and he's asking whether she will be there on time.
Моя мама с адвокатом встречается, типа, ну, получается, наша помощь не нужна. Самый прикол, мы едем в Химки по ее делу, и мы развернулись, уехали. И даже не сказала нам, что, не знаю, зачем меня тогда просить о помощи, умоляют там.
And she answers
That is ridiculous. So I would be pissed as well. Like, if you want to help this person and you drive, like you said, you drove 5 hours to go there because this person was crying how much they needed the help, and then you get close and then they just say, nope, never mind, didn't even apologize. Like, not even saying, like, I'm sorry you had to drive all this way, you know, and I had to cancel on such short notice, but, you know, yeah. That is a bit... That's quite rude, so...
that she doesn't need anything anymore. People did some digging and turns out her mother wasn't scamming anyone. She was the scammer. She was getting paid from the government for people that are dead, yet somehow still work in her gas company. When people found out, they were furious.
Oh
Give me
dear.
my money back.
The allegations aren't true. It was a setup.
You should sleep with your eyes open.
You
Oh,
can't say
damn.
She didn't do anything.
We can argue that Smekalka didn't know. Like what? Her mother comes in and goes, hey honey, I'm scamming the government for a lot of cash. Today I got 1 million
Just casually.
people who are dead. What? Also, this scam was going for 2 generations already. So maybe her mom didn't even know? In my opinion, Smekalka would make way more money in the long run. So this quick cash grab didn't really make sense if it was really a planned setup. I personally think she just wanted to help her mom, although this whole situation does look a little sussy. Her mom, as for now, is serving her time in prison. She got 5 years. After causing a major social media scandal in Russia, Smekalka just left the internet. She wiped her YouTube, Instagram and any other socials she had. Now, from what I've heard, she travels the world and enjoys her life without any appearance online. While
Well, like, at least her mother didn't get 25 years, like was thought. 5 years is better than 25. My God, though. And, yeah, I don't blame her in a way for just, like, going, you know, off the internet and just going on with her life, because what else can you do at that point?
Smekalka started on Twitch, our next eager decided to begin her career on an adult website. The decision that
I wonder which one.
Her career. Leia was open about her past from the very beginning, with claims like,
We broke up.
Is that the girl from Wednesday? She looks similar to the girl from Wednesday. You know, the one who was Wednesday's sort of like friend. Don't you think? I thought she just looked familiar then. I don't think it actually is. But yeah. Spooky.
about her past from the very beginning, with claims like,
We broke up and that chapter of my life is closed. I'm not ashamed of who I was, but I've quit for a reason.
Like, wait a minute. I'm not ashamed of who I was, but I've quit for a reason. I can't click on it. Oh, I won't let me. There we go. Keep going. I'm almost done. Damn it, Shrek. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm telling Fiona all this. Oh, of course, Shrek. Shrek has subscribed to the OnlyFans. Oh, boy. I do not want to know what's going to come out of him. So, let's just move on.
Leia made it clear that her past life is over, and now all she wants to do is talk to her tier 3 simps. Despite her eventful past life, her chat was quite civilized, and they respected new Leia.
Fair enough.
Persona was a cute gamer girl who's easygoing, funny, and cares about everyone. And of course some cool anime uwu baiting, because that's the most amount of views. Come on, that's probably the reason why I even clicked on this video anyway. It seemed like Leia's future is bright.
Chasing
But
the
as we know,
bag.
every
So-
rose has its thorn. Because
Oh.
Leia used to spend all her money on clothes, overpriced makeup sets, clubbing, just to come the very next day and cry about how she doesn't even have $2 for a present for her mother. And since first
Oh, dear. Is that how this is going to go? See, this is what happens, because I've said in past videos, right, no matter how much money you have to be smart with what you got. Like, be smart with the money. And I understand, of course, if it's your money, you do what you want with it, but you got to understand, right, if you just keep splashing on, like, expensive items and stuff, then eventually it's going to just go, boop, straight down, and it's going to be gone before you know it. Like, seriously, like, if I was watching, like, I just said as well, I'm hesitant to give people, you know, to give someone money over the internet anyway, right? I'm very cautious. But this would be, if I heard about this, this would be an instant no. Because if I heard this person was spending their money on expensive stuff and then, oh, I haven't got any money now, guys, can you send some money my way? I'll be like, fuck no. Fuck no. You've had your money, you fucking splashed it. You know what I mean? But of course, like they said there, she has the tier 3 simps, so they're going to give her money no matter what. That's the issue here. But like I said, if those people who are simps, they want to give her money and she wants to receive the money, then let have it. You know, that's just that community. That's what they want to do. You know, the guys just want to waste their money, and she's just gonna happily take it. So that's just the way it is. Oh, fucking hell. Right, let's continue.
the Sims who built parasocial relationship with Leia kept sending her money without
Pay
any
pigs!
cost, and using them as cash machines. This scheme worked perfectly, until her viewers realized Leia is not as innocent as she claims to be. One day, when her tier 3 subs tuned into the stream, they were greeted by a familiar face who was building her a gaming chair that she just got as a present from one of her viewers. It was her ex-boyfriend, who we could remember from Leia's very first
I just want to say as well, she gets gifted a gaming chair. I mean, I have a wicker chair right now. I'm just sitting on a wicker chair. You know, if you guys want to send one my way, I wouldn't say no. Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, my ass is it's happy enough right now. Don't take that out of context.
videos on adult websites. Wow. Turns out this whole
Oh,
time
God.
was not so ex as she claimed. For a whole 3 years, people were lied to their faces, and rightfully, they weren't happy about it. With comments like,
Here are my last $2. Buy some tissues. So next time I don't have to use my ding-dong to clean from your face like last time.
and
Looks like she wasn't that low on vitamin D after all.
this was the very moment where all the hard work Leia has put into her image started to fall apart. People didn't buy her story no more. If this dude is still here, then her past life isn't over, and she still does record adult videos. Which, in my opinion, is a dumb claim. As I see it, she did stop in the corn industry, but that doesn't mean you have to break up with your boyfriend too. Real life and persona on the internet are very different things. The only problem here, in my opinion, is lying about being single. So more people would try to take the fight by sending donations on the internet. But at the end of the day, streams were still the same, and over some time this drama would fade away and nobody would really care.
That's just the strategy, though. That's the strategy. don't let people know that you have a boyfriend when it comes to these women. They do it because it's obvious, you know? So that the Sims think like, oh, she's single. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, I just wanna be with her. Maybe one day, if I keep sending her money, maybe one day she'll want to meet with me, and then we'll fall in love, and then she'll be all mine. It doesn't happen like that. Most of the time, women like this, they have a boyfriend. That's just the reality. So, but of course, they have to like just say to the audience, oh no, I'm single, because then they'll just keep sending the money. Like, if it turns out that this person, you know, they found out that she had a boyfriend, then I guess at least like 40 to 50% of your audience would stop paying. Maybe less than that. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a strategy. And you know what? I'm not even mad at it. I'm not mad, you know? Like, if you're someone who's willing to give someone money over the internet, right, just like that, just because you think they're cute, then they're gonna do what they can to have you keep giving them money. That's just what's gonna happen. It's not like they're forcing you to give them money, though. That's the thing. You don't have to give them money. But you know what? I think, even though like I think it's shitty what they're doing, it's smart. In a way. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm not surprised by this is because there's other women who have been streamers and stuff who've done this as well, who said they're single, and it's been found out that they have a boyfriend behind the scenes who doesn't appear on camera for obvious reasons, and then the audience gets angry and says things like, oh, I want my money back, but you're not going to get your money back, dude. That's just the thing, though. It's chasing the bag, and in a way I can respect that, you know? Like, these guys who just throw money at these women, they're clearly, they're just delusional, and they can be idiots, so I don't blame them. I don't. I'm just being real, you know? You know, I'm not just gonna sit here and be like some people and go like, oh, these e-girls are just doing this and stuff like that, and like, oh, like I said, it's shitty, but you know, I don't blame them.
It would happen, of course, if Leia didn't cry about their haters every single stream. She gave way too much attention to them, and instead of moving on,
that's
she
bad.
basically let this situation eat her from the inside. This was very apparent when one of the streamers made a joke about her past on the collab stream.
Блин, короче, Картман, до свидания. Больше с ним никогда играть не буду. Пусть идут в жопу. Какая крыса. Все, короче. Это, наверное, последняя моя игра в мафию, дитя.
That's another thing as well, right? If you do OnlyFans, the thing is, right, if you can't really escape that past, you know, it's like being a corn star, you know what I mean? Like, I know like people just want to try to escape that past, but it's not gonna happen. That's the consequences of doing that sort of like profession. It's like, yeah, you get that money and stuff, but like I said, there's consequences, you know? And of course, if you do this sort of thing where like, oh, your audience finds out this about you, that you were lying, then of course they're going to instantly turn on you, and they're going to start throwing insults at you, anything that they can. And of course, like, the easiest thing to, you know, to piss you off is talking about your past, which you want to try and move away from. And of course, it seems like that got to her a lot, judging from these clips. But like I said, even though I was saying that, oh, it was smart for her to be doing what she was doing, doing OnlyFans was like, it's usually like that was your choice. Like, I understand people. There are people who they need money, and they have to do what they have to do. And But still, there's consequences to doing stuff like that, you know? So, like I said, I feel sorry for her in a way, you know what I mean? But, like I said, it was her choice to do that, you know? So I can't fully be sympathetic about it. But I understand how toxic, you know, people can be on the internet. And I also can't feel sorry for the simps as well, because even though they got fooled, which doesn't seem that hard to do, it seems, they still had the choice not to give her money and, you know, just, you know, I can't be fully sympathetic to anyone in this sort of like a story right here.
The past is like an anchor, waiting you down if you cling to it. Pepezilla 2024. This is what Leia couldn't do.
And before I continue, right, that's also another good point. Because she's letting this get to her, and I know it's hard to not let it get to you, because your audience, who are already pissed with you at this point, can see that it's getting to you, they'll continue to do it. They'll continue to throw your past at you. Because they know that it hurts you. That's why I know how hard it can be. When it comes to these people, you have to try and not let it get to you so much. I know it's easier said than done. But that's the thing about the internet, dude. You need a strong mentality, you know? Because people can be ruthless. They can be. Especially if you piss them off. It's just it.
Accept their past and move on. Instead, she basically cancelled herself and just left streaming for good. Now Leia is doing TikToks, Instagram and adult content again for $10.
I can't take the hate no longer. Today was my last stream. You can now support me by buying my pictures.
What the fuck is with Shrek? Shrek's doing it again. Look, DM ratio for her leaks. Fucking hell, Shrek. Shrek 2 on DVD. My god. DVD? I got the Shrek on Blu-ray, motherfucker. But yeah, like, it seems like, in a way, the haters won. Because they've sort of pushed her back into doing that sort of content. Which, I mean, in a way, it can be sad, because maybe she was enjoying, like, the streaming and just being able to be more of herself. But looks like now, that's the thing, man. Internet, it's a brutal place to be, it can be. It's a cruel mistress.
You can now support me by buying my pictures.
I think if Leia just said,
Yeah, I sell my pictures for $10, so what?
nobody would really have a problem.
Yeah.
You have dozens of famous people doing the same thing and who cares?
Thing.
You don't
Yeah.
really have to stop streaming because of that. Leia just wasn't strong enough to accept her past. If you open up any of her socials today, you can still find comments like internet doesn't forget and escaping past won't fix your problems. Today's last digger who was caught lying in 4K is Danley, who went as far as faking goddamn kidnapping to maintain her career on Twitch.
Oh
But
dear.
let's start from the beginning. Elizabeth was born on the June of 28th in Moscow. She was an average Joe among girls. She had no idea what Twitch is and what is it for. All she cared about at the time was education, going out with girls, eating borscht, and drinking borscht juice. Which is super tasty, by the way, you guys have no idea.
What is it?
Basically, what I'm saying is she wasn't special in any way. Somewhere at this time she met
Wait.
her future boyfriend Eugene.
I'm curious, what did
Borscht juice.
what did he say? I've never heard of this juice.
And drinking borscht juice. Which
Borscht juice. I don't know what that juice is. I've seen a similar sort of carton though, but that was like coconut. But I'm assuming that's not coconut because it would have it on the front. I'm not much about coconut anyway, so I mean it's alright, but you know, it's nowhere near my first option.
Which is super tasty, by the way. You guys have no idea. Basically, what I'm saying is she wasn't special in any way. Somewhere at this time, she met her future boyfriend, Eugene. While Danley wanted to get everyday job, Eugene dreamed big. He was talking money. He had 3 jobs, but that still wasn't enough to satisfy his expectations from life. So he had to think of a great plan how to become rich. And one day, he figured it out. The which new meta at the time were honkers. Wait a minute, I get a pair of honkers back home, said Eugene to himself and called up Elizabeth. If they can, why can't Ellie do the same thing? Well, the problem was they didn't even have a computer to begin with. Eugene proposed the idea of streaming to Ellie, to which she answered that she doesn't think it's gonna work. She has never even heard of Twitch, and all that is just waste of time. But Eugene believed.
I will say this, right? A lot of the time, there's a very good chance that it will work. Because there are plenty of men on Twitch who would just happily watch that content and throw money at it. You know? All you need is to be a woman with a big pair of honkers. as he just said. But yeah, I would find that really weird. Like, I understand, like, you know, they're struggling, you know, they're working a lot of jobs, which, you know. But I just find it weird that he just went, how could I become rich? I know, I'll ask my missus to go on Twitch and, you know, we'll just see the money rolling in. Yeah. That's just, I find that quite weird. Like,
so much in his plan that he took out a loan from bank and even borrowed some cash from his homies. The very next day they already had gaming PC at their home. Nice camera, good lighting. The guy knew exactly what he was doing. He was also aware of the fact that nobody will donate to a girl who has a boyfriend. The very first month she already had a big...
See, here's another one. Here's another one. See, it's the strategy, man. It's the strategy.
Donos, regular viewers, and one of those viewers was Luntik, the guy who destroyed Danley's innocence. Luntik was donating $100 here, $500 there, and as expected they soon became pretty close to each other. Eugene one day had to borrow Danley's computer for work, but what he saw left him speechless.
Oh, you are so hot! Ah!
Stop, you're making me blush.
No, for real. I would do things to you.
Oh, I wish.
Are you gonna call tonight? I miss you.
Sure, babe.
Love you.
See, that's a possibility as well. That is a possibility. Like, because he's like, oh, just go on Twitch and just let a lot of guys just throw money at you for, you know, just showing off your honkers and stuff, you know, showing off your cleavage. But the thing is, you know, there could come a time where, like, someone comes along from that stream. Yep. And, you know, potentially take her away from you. Yep, that's the risk, you know.
Eugene was angry for obvious reasons, but he felt like that's the business he's in. He talked to Danley, she apologized, and promised she won't do it ever again. But
the thing is, though, right, was she actually meaning the things that she was saying, or was she just doing it to appease, you know, a top donor? You know what I mean? Because, you know, just to keep that person, you know, in the loop, so that they're, like, still donating on their streams. It could be either one of those two. Because you never know, do you? So
none of them had any idea that this is the beginning of Danley's downfall. A few months passed after Luntik incident. Everything seemed fine. But something was different about Danley. She has tasted forbidden fruit and liked it a lot.
Oh
dear. It was
dear.
only a matter of time until new Luntik would appear. And of course, he did. This time it wasn't just guy with money. It was also a guy with a lot of followers on YouTube. Justy would get around 1 million views at a time. So Danley would gain big exposure from their so-called friendship. They talked a lot, sent memes, heart emojis to each other, flirted, and after like a week or so, Justy told her he would be coming to Moscow to meet his...
Forget what I said. This seems like... Seems like there's some flirting going on.
friends. So if she wants to, they can go on a date. Elizabeth, despite having a boyfriend, likes the idea and agrees. They got some food, hanged out for a bit, and then went to a hotel room. Out of nowhere, hotel phone in their room starts blasting.
It's
and
Eugene!
On the other side is some super angry dude demanding that Elizabeth goes out for a little talk. Ellie starts to cry and tells Justy that that's her ex-boyfriend. Justy, as a real man, tells her that they will go out and he will talk to them. They do so, and outside they see 3 black cars, 5 big Russian dudes, and him, Eugene, the so-called ex-boyfriend.
My God.
3 big guys grab Justy and take him to the side to give him a few punches. While that's happening, he can see how Elizabeth is racked into one of those black cars as she's trying to break free. When that's done, they land final punch on Justy and drive off after they just kidnapped Ellie in front of Justy's eyes. He called police, but they didn't do much. However, the very next day, he receives a very strange message. Turns out, when Eugene found out Danley is out with some YouTuber in the hotel room, he called her up and said he will be there in 2 minutes to teach that guy a lesson. Danley panicked, ran downstairs, called him down and suggested they can fake a kidnapping to still make it look like Danley isn't the biggest, dirtiest liar in the world.
Oh, wow.
Eugene felt like his emotions shouldn't stay in the way of their career, and he agreed. They did everything according to the plan, but the very next day he realized he's a cuck with a girl who nearly spent the night with some guy from the internet while he's over here taking care of her socials. So him and Justy made a goddamn 3 hours long video where they exposed Danley. Video from Justy got over 5 million views, and now everyone knows the true story of how ungrateful and evil Danley truly is. Maybe if you
I don't blame him.
Around, Danley would even stream till this day, because he wrote scripts for her, edited videos, chose what clothes she should wear on the streams, took care of her Instagram, and did everything from A to Z. So if somehow she still held strong and didn't give up after being exposed, she could have done something. But since she took everything for granted, she didn't even know how to set up OBS. And if you bite the hand that feeds you...
OBS is pretty simple, man. What the hell? If you can't even do that. But yeah, my God. They did all that just to like... Oh, scummy people, dude. Scummy people. But like I said, money does funny things to people. It does. It changes them.
You might just get cancelled and quit internet. That's what happened to Danley. All of the egos from this video should be examples for us why lying won't get you far. For more videos like this, sub to my channel, maybe Patreon, follow me on Instagram, and join our Discord server. Bye-bye.
So there we go, that was the video, and do you know what? That was really well put together by Pepezilla. So yeah, moral of that story is, don't try and scam and lie to your audience, because it'll only come back to bite you in the ass. I think that's, you know, more of that. Especially understand the type of audience you're also taking on, you know? Like I said with the Simpsons stuff, that's all they have to do is, like, smell like a whiff of a boyfriend nearby and they'll just go apeshit. But, you know, like I said, it seems like... Well, I wouldn't say they all came off unscathed. You know, the first one obviously is just living her life right now. The second one is probably the one that got, you know, led the hate, you know, get to her, and now she's gone back to what she was doing before. And of course the third one there is still streaming to this day, it seems. And, you know, but people know what happened now, so yeah. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. You know, I've said what I needed to say on the matter of things, so I hope you enjoyed this. Original video will be down below, you know, with Pepezilla. Yep, like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you enjoyed this. I want to see more. And yeah, have a good one. And I'm out. And I'm peace. Yeah.